a lick, and he felt like he might have been ready, but once he got the crown bestowed upon him, he was not ready. Then he felt like he was finally ready in 83, basically when he took the title off of then 7-time world champion Harley Race. Then they get into a long Harley Race discussion about him believing he was a world champion, he wanted to fight every night. A story about him knocking all the quarters off of the pool table and being like, I got winner, not giving a shit. Then they talk about a story about Harley, when WWE was running out of Kansas City, Harley Race comes in with a 9mm gun looking for Hogan, and long story short, it's like, oh, you want to leave? And Hogan's like, no, you know what? I'm just here to work. No big deal. Then they're talking about Harley's strength, or Ric Flair. This is mostly Ric Flair talking. How he was able to... Now, this is amazing to think. And this almost ruins... I don't know what this does to kids of the 80s who grew up watching, it was a kid watching Hogan, Andre at WrestleMania 3. You obviously see Stan Hansen picking up and scoop slamming Andre like it's no big deal, and Hogan looked like he struggled, and how Harley Race back in the day could vertical suplex Andre the Giant and hold him. Like, not just pick him up and get him over, which, okay, I'm sure people did, and in Japan something like that would get over. But he was able to pick him up and hold him. I mean, that was a big dude to be doing that to. So, I don't know. For me, it's like, all right, Hogan, Andre, if that never happened, wrestling, who knows what wrestling would have been then. That was also the tail end of Hogan's long 4-year reign as champion. So, for me, if I were a kid growing up back in that day, and now I'm hearing all these stories of like, oh yeah, Harley could do that, and oh, well, Stan Hansen did this, or you're seeing videos of it on YouTube nowadays, like, oh, well, this is what he did. Like, sure, it's amazing feats, but to realize that it wasn't just Hogan that did it for the first time, and, what Hogan did quite really wasn't such a big deal, then you realize it was Andre way past his prime, very much in the decline of his not only his career, but his life. And Hogan was obviously hurt at that time, too, because I believe he pulled his back slam and trying to slam Andre the first time. So, for me, that would be a bummer. Me, I don't care. I think it's cool. The way history has happened, it's the way it was supposed to happen. So, that's the way I look at it. We're winding down, people, I promise. Then we get to Ric Flair and Bruno Sammartino talking about the statue. No, their statues, which I'm assuming, I guess, are located at the WWE headquarters in Stamford until, I guess, the at this Access conventions and all that. Oh, did you go to New York for the molding? No. Well, I did. This is Bruno. And I told him I can't breathe out of my nose. How long is this going to be? 10 minutes. 10 minutes! It was 30 minutes! But, the statues both look great. They're honoring two legends of the business, and as they should be. Honored. Who knows if there's going to be a physical Hall of Fame one of these days. But speaking of the Hall of Fame, to close out this, before they exchange their pleasantries of, oh, alright, see you later, Ric Flair, he's telling Randy Orton to retire as soon as he can, because God knows he don't need the money. Says the guy who can't stop spending money. And he wants a third Hall of Fame ring as a member of Evolution. Now, between the four of them, oh God, I'm going to have to think back of this. Alright, so Orton I think is 13. Flair's, let's see, Triple H is 14, definitely. Ric Flair is 16, so that's 30 right there. 13 from Orton, that's 33. And Batista, oh God, I think he has like a 7-time world champion. So you got about 40-plus world championships between them. Between all of them. I mean, that's an impressive world championship resume. Just between the four of them. Do I think Evolution will get in the Hall of Fame? I don't know, maybe. I mean, it kind of hurts that Triple H is one of the executives right now of the company. I don't know if that'll happen, but if it does, I think it's very deserving. I enjoy the Evolution faction and what they did for wrestling at the time. So, at least, and then that concludes the latest Table for Three for Orton and Flair and Sammartino. You can leave the comments here if you want, over here on Spreaker. I'm going to take a quick music break. We'll get into Money in the Bank for this upcoming Sunday, and we'll get into a little bit more maybe as time will allow us. So I'll be back in a little bit. Here's a little bit of a music break, and we'll be back in a little bit. Alright, and we're back with Open Mic Wrestling Night as I enjoy a delicious Klondike bar. My apologies for eating in the meantime. Okay, so let me get over here really quick. Blake and Sal Show had a live special yesterday as they talked about, among many things, Money in the Bank. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to listen to it. I had other obligations that night. And I'm sure I'll have to listen to it at some point and get their predictions. But if you want to listen to what they had said, obviously check out Blake and Sal Show on Spreaker.com/filling_the_void. Again, you can also listen to all this on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Player FM, and TuneIn Radio. And then they'll have another edition of Blake and Sal Show, I believe, tomorrow as well. Normal time. And then you'll have Nerd Herders talking about E3 tomorrow, which is pretty sweet. Again, one of my favorite podcasts of the year. You can indulge in that as we go into another week and another pay-per-view. Oh my God. It's always a discussion of how much is enough. God. We already had Extreme Rules. And you got Money in the Bank right away. And about 2 or 3 weeks later, you have the stupid Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view. I still say it's so stupid. But we'll get more into that as the time gets closer. I'm not really concerned about that. I am concerned about Money in the Bank coming up. Now, a lot of interesting matches. Even more interesting note, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 matches. Holy shit. Okay. Well, there are 5 matches. I don't believe there's a kickoff match going on. At least they haven't announced it yet, until they announce, oh, hey, guess who's wrestling the kickoff match? Ty Dillinger. Ty Dillinger versus, Eric Rowan or Luke Harper. Or both. Make it interesting. Oh, and that's the other thing I want to talk about too. I'll bring it up a little bit later. So we have SmackDown Women's Champion Naomi defending against Lana. Before people write this off right away, remember one very important fact. Jinder Mahal is your WWE champion going into this pay-per-view. Hold on, wait. In case you can't comprehend that. Jinder Mahal, jobber, known jobber, is your WWE champion. As of right now. Okay, now that we got that out of the way. I don't think we'll see that again. Would I be surprised if we did? No. But I don't think if you're hyping up the very first women's Money in the Bank match that much, I don't think you're going to purposely endanger the hype behind it by having somebody who has only been a manager on WWE TV and maybe a little bit of a cameo match in a mixed tag somewhere, I'm pretty sure. You're not going to have that ruin the potential matches that are at hand with the Money in the Bank ladder match competitors versus Naomi. So I say Naomi wins this one relatively convincingly. But don't be surprised if somehow Lana pulls off the victory. That's all I'm saying. Alright. Next. By the way, according to WWE.com, Money in the Bank tickets are still available. That's bad. That's really bad. Okay. You're going from Money in the Bank to probably being the summer pay-per-view of the year. Because you had events like CM Punk versus John Cena happen. And I still remember having that pay-per-view at my old house. And oh my God. Everybody was so into that. It was crazy. And when Punk left, or won and supposedly left, and oh man. But now you're getting this lineup? Ooh. Oh, good Lord. SmackDown's returning to what SmackDown used to be in the old brand split, and I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Okay. Tag title match. Usos versus The New Day. SmackDown needs ratings, folks. Both SmackDown and Raw needs ratings. Right now, you have people in this match And in the Money in the Bank, in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, that could change that around for you